this flank area here is always the narrowest part of a pelt, because the hair is very thin right there. The narrowest part of a usable pelt, I should say. And there's a pretty severe line from where the hair is thick to where it gets very thin. Just need to mark out where that line happens. It's right about there. And this belly fur up here is good and matches well because it's from the same pelt. So what we're going to do is cut out this trunk here and then slide down a wedge to fill in this gap. And then the neck's pretty narrow too, but the neck stretches well. So the goal is to get a 10-inch width once the pelt is stretched. I should be able to get it on the neck. This is the thin spots behind the elbows marked. That should stretch to 10 inches. And this, once we move this down, we'll be able to get a 10-inch width across here too. And it's better, I would rather move that down than have to cut the whole pelt up at this width. So here it is after the repair was done on this side. This side wasn't done yet. So you can see if you lift up the hair on this side, it's really thick here, really thin there. There's a pretty obvious line. This side, where I moved down this belly piece, you can see a little bit of a color change here, but the thickness of the pelt is pretty similar. And so you're going to gain a lot of width right there, which is where you need it. You lose a little bit of width across here, but we don't need the width there. I don't do this if I'm using the pelts for hats, because I can just lay out the pattern pieces to utilize the belly fur there, and it just doesn't matter. Just work around those bald spots on the flanks. And I found it's less important to do on large coyote pelts. They seem to have a lot more width across here. So I could get like a 12-inch width across the neck and the armpits and here on a big pelt without having to do that sort of repair. But if you're trying to get big rectangles out of smaller coyote pelts, that helps a lot to maximize the size you can get.